India-Turkey tensions continue to rise after Indian military's Operation Sindoor. The Delhi High Court has backed the Modi government's decision to cancel security clearances for Celebi, a Turkish-owned aviation company, saying national interest remains paramount. The Honorable Court observed, quote, "No doubt, the principles of natural justice are sacrosanct. However, it is a compelling constitutional truth that the security of the realm is the precondition for enjoyment of all other rights." The Indian government had revoked Celebi's security clearance after massive outrage against Turkey for supplying arms and drones to Pakistan during the recent India-Pakistan conflict. While Indian tourists cancelled their Turkey visits, Indian universities and companies too ended partnerships with Turkish counterparts.
Indian tourists are on a boycott Turkey spree.
Boycotting travel to Turkey and Azerbaijan, flight bookings to these two nations have dropped by 60% in the last.
The Civil Aviation Ministry then cancelled the security clearance for Celebi involving airport services across India, including New Delhi, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Cochin, as well as Goa, as well as ground handling services at the IGI airport in the capital. Two petitions were filed by Celebi, which is an Indian-owned subsidiary of the Turkish parent company, challenging the decision and calling the termination of services unsubstantiated and vague. However, the Delhi High Court has made its stand clear, stating, "Once national security considerations are found to be the reasons for the concerned action, the issue as to whether something is or is not in the interest of national security is not a matter for judicial review." Unquote. The company had also claimed it is run by Indian nationals, saying, "We are an Indian company. Employees are Indian." Earlier, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security had withdrawn the security clearances of Celebi Indian Airport Services arm, addressing it as national security risks and pausing its operations at 9 airports. The government's stand is that there would be no compromise on issues of national security after Erdogan again meddled in Indian affairs by backing Pakistan's state-sponsored terror, which led to the Pahalgam terror attack. Lieutenant General Rahul R. Singh, Deputy Chief of the Army Staff, speaking on Operation Sindoor, disclosed key information. At FICCI's New Age Military Technologies event, he asserted that Operation Sindoor was not a bilateral India-Pakistan conflict, but was a complex, multi-actor engagement.
Again, Turkey also played a very important role in providing the type of support that
He explained how Pakistan was the front face. We had China providing all possible support. Turkey also played a very important role in providing the type of support that was there, unquote. The Deputy Army Chief claimed at the time of Operation Sindoor, India faced not just one but 3 adversaries on the border. Yet the Indian military was able to destroy first 9 terror bases deep inside Pakistan and then followed it by BrahMos and scalped strikes at nearly 10 Pakistani air bases, completely grounding the Pakistani Air Force. The Deputy Army Chief added, "Turkey also played a very important role in providing the type of support that was there. Bayraktar, of course, he's been giving from before. We saw numerous other drones also coming in, landing in the face of war, during the war, along with trained sort of individuals who were there," unquote. Indians were outraged as Boycott Turkey trended all over social media, following Erdogan's support of the terror state like Pakistan. Indians made Turkey pay the price. There was a 24% decline in the number of Indian tourists visiting Turkey in just May 2025 compared to May 2024. May is considered the peak month for tourism in Turkey. Not only this, leading Indian travel portals such as Make My Trip, Ease My Trip and Clear Trip all announced that they are no longer going to promote tourism packages to Turkey. On the other hand, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Army Chief Munir visited Turkey to express their gratitude. However, later, Asim Munir rejected claims that Islamabad relied on external support during the Operation Sindoor. He was keen to avoid the impression that Pakistan by itself is incapable of standing up to the Indian military might. Munir arguably was keen to avoid the ghosts of 1971, when 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered to India as the world watched, leading to the independence of Bangladesh. This also explains the Pakistani fake news propaganda on social media. Pakistani fake claims of shooting down multiple Indian fighter jets is aimed to hide the embarrassment of the Indian Air Force destroying nearly 10 Pakistani air bases. New Delhi's anger towards Turkey, meanwhile, also seems more justified after recalling India's assistance to Ankara during the disastrous earthquake in 2023 through Operation Dost, which included relief supplies. However, this friend or dost backstabbed India in time of crisis. Some people just can't be trusted. India's former ambassador KB Fabian hinted at Erdogan's personal ambition behind Turkey's support to Pakistan. He explained, Turkey's perspective on Pakistan is heavily influenced by President Erdogan's desire to be seen as a powerful and devout leader of the Muslim world, unquote. However, with India's air defense grid successfully destroying nearly 300 to 400 Turkish drones, all Erdogan has managed is to damage the reputation of Turkish military equipment. But what do you believe? Should India boycott Turkey? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.